of English 120. This week we're going to continue to read The Valley of the Moon in Book 2, Chapters 1 through 5. Please also read Chapter 4 of the Bedford Researcher, called Reading Critically and Actively. This week for your conversation, you're going to introduce your topic, your research topic, to the class. You'll also complete a research module on MLA formatting. There's also still time to take the class survey. Please make sure if you haven't done so, you do so by the end of the week. It'll only take a few minutes. There's also a video for you to watch. It's with Jay Williams, who is a Jack London scholar, and Susan Nurnberg, who's also a Jack London scholar. They visited my class last semester and spoke with them about the Valley of the Moon. Please watch this video. Next week we will be you'll be responding to questions about it, so please make sure that you watch it. Finally, for your research project, the next step will be to turn in 6 sources that you plan on using for your paper. So for this week's conversation, you'll be introducing your topic to the class. Please write a 1 to 2 paragraph post where you define your topic, talk about how it relates to Jack London and/or the time period in which the Valley of the Moon takes place, and share some of the research that you've already completed. Then ask your peers and me 3 questions about your topic that you might have. Once you've posted your own post, then I'd like you to respond to at least 3 of your peers' posts. If you are doing the same topic as your peer, let your peer know and share some of the sources you found that you might not have found yet, that they might not have found yet. If your peer is doing another topic, try answering his or her questions or offering any feedback you have about the topic. Remember, this isn't just a place for praise, this is a place to extend the conversation. Your initial post is due Friday at 11:59 p.m. 3 responses to your peers' posts are due by Monday at 11:59 p.m. This week for your research project, you'll see we're at the 3rd thing. We're going to be listing our sources in order to get ready to write an annotated bibliography in the next 2 weeks. The sources that you turn in this week will be the same sources that you write annotations for next week. It's important you continue to do research so that you find the right sources that will help you answer your research question. Many of you did some initial research, writing your prospectus. Now I'd like you to continue to follow up and find even better research. Now that you have a solid research question, try to find sources that are going to help you answer that question, that are going to provide evidence that would support answers to that question. They need to be written, they need to be academic sources, they need to be written by scholars, somebody who has somebody who you can check and see who they are, and find out maybe they're a professor or they're an expert in the field in some way. You're going to post these 6 sources that you feel help support your answers to your research question. You're going to post them in a Word document that is formatted in MLA format. Please make sure all sources are listed in MLA format as well, and take time to find the right sources. The more work you do now, the less work you'll have to do later, and the better your research paper will be. Remember, you need to do this research at the library, so make time for that. This week for your research journal, you're going to be answering questions about the Valley of the Moon. We're going to be reading Book 2, Chapters 1 through 5. Please answer the following questions. What is married life like for Saxon and Billy? Do you think they will succeed at being married? Why or why not? How was married life different then than it is now? I'd also like you to think about how Saxon acts as a married woman. Does she approach it the same way that she approached working in the sweatshop? Who is Mercedes Higgins? Why do you think she tells Saxon that the greatest of all arts is the conquering of men? What does she mean by that? What happens when Billy Murphy reappears in Chapter 4? Remember, he appeared before in the last book. Try to find that passage when you're answering this question. What happened in the past that affects Billy's decision? Have you ever had to make a decision to help a friend? What are 4 eventful things that happened to Billy and Saxon during the winter, as we find out in Chapter 5? How will each of these events affect their lives? Based on these events, what do you predict will happen to Billy and Saxon during the next few months? Finally, Billy and Saxon are on a quest to find the Valley of the Moon. As they go on their quest, they encounter helpers, or people who will teach them how to grow as they move toward their goal. Each of these characters is a symbolic representation of something. What do you think Mercedes Higgins represents, given her thoughts and views, and the way she helps Saxon sell her pretties? And remember, the word pretty, as you're going to hear it, means lingerie. All right, guys. The research module for this week is MLA format documentation. Please complete it by 11:59 p.m. And that's it for this week. It was so great meeting so many of you in conferences, most of you. And I hope that you'll come back for office hours if you have any questions on the work you're doing, or you just want to talk about the Valley of the Moon or your research project. I'm always there on Mondays from 12 to 2, on Tuesdays from 3 to 4, and on Thursdays from 11:30 to 12:30 and 3 to 4. All right, guys, I'll see you.